course, I'm Punjabi, so my parents wanted me to become a doctor. So I became a surgeon, and I did appendectomies, lap Foleys, and a whole bunch of stuff in the Royal College of Surgeons in Dublin. And I came back home, and I was about to start a residency at Bridgeport Hospital, Connecticut. You know, like I said, Indian, so my mom is a doctor, my dad, my brother, his wife, my sister, her husband, it goes on. So just, long lineage of that. However, a few years ago, a good friend of mine, we decided, to start working on a few things. So very quickly, I realized kind of a gap, at least in my opinion, on the building industry. And that gap was data. I helped build a couple firms you've probably heard of, Carlton Energy Consulting, helped with a firm that's coming out soon. We'll be presenting today, Heat Watch. And I kind of realized that Con Ed was annoying to get data from. DEP was really annoying. National Grid, they all kind of suck. So when Mike Bloomberg started Local 94, what he was doing was setting up everything that's happening now in sustainability, because they had a plan. But it was just hard to get data to the clients, and the buildings were really inefficient, and nobody knew anything. And then there was a bunch of stuff going on in the industry, in my opinion, that owners didn't even know their accounts. So people would register your DEP account under themselves, and then give you some consultation and some smoke and mirrors. So I said, screw that, and I started to build a software company. And that company basically got its genesis in water monitoring, fuel and electric monitoring, and I went to buildings, specifically some of beach lane buildings, and started putting in smart meters with electricians, and I was in basements and bathrooms and all kinds of stuff. But I knew that if I could make something simple that could be used by Julio the super or your property manager, maybe we had something. So the big fish to really jump on was LeftRack. They fully bought into the software system, and what they realized was, if I'm paying for staff, no, they don't have an army in their buildings. They don't. Anybody who thinks that, you're wrong. Notre Dame, 4515 Colden Street, got 2 guys, 138 apartments, 2 men. That's all. They don't have an army. So basically, basically, they realized the power of the software, and that if I could make it easy enough, I could save them money. So I'm the guy who switched LeftRack City off of MCP to meter and installed 380 2-inch water meters and created a live project rating of LeftRack. I don't really advertise too much. Last year we were in 1,500 buildings. That number is real. That's our database. I predict we'll be in about 6,500 by the next time this event happens. How we did it was we made software and accountability to the on-site staff, coming from ownership. No bullshit, they could check their consumption right on their phone. It was minute to minute, second to second. We pulled bills, all kinds of stuff. So that was really the first start. After that, smaller companies like Bronx Pro, REM, Rick is extremely smart. We had a meeting with some of the ownership here, and I said, listen, this technology can save you money. It doesn't take an arm and a leg. In my opinion, you guys are facing a challenge from rent regulations. Yes, you are. But as a good owner, good businessman, you want to cut where you can cut spending. And as the government makes it harder for rent to increase profit, you're going to have to cut utilities. Now, the good news, it's not all doom and gloom. Politicians come and go. Republican, Democrat, in my opinion, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The good news is that sub-metering and the wave of sustainability can be used to save you guys a lot of money. A lot of money. On your water, on your fuel, and your electric. And this data, one of the biggest things I say is that the data has to be liberated for you. You should have your accounts. Your manager should have your accounts. Your building should be online. It's not a $10,000 boiler control. It's not a $50,000 solar or $120,000 solar install. What it is the foundation of all buildings. That's why we've spread very quickly from Chicago, New York, Florida, Boston, DC, India. Believe it or not, India. I was in Amritsar. I installed in Radisson Blue in Amritsar on Rajasthan Road. They face the same issues you guys are. But the bad part of sustainability, which you're all going to find out, and we all will find out about it, is that the electric, water, and fuel prices are going to continue to rise. And if you think the utility companies are going to give you a break when a recession hits, you're very, very wrong. Very wrong. It won't stop. So, in my opinion, the smartest, most intelligent owners in real estate starting to use real-time data. So, yeah, I can log in and show you a particular one. Let's see how fast it is. I always do things live, so I don't like doing things, you know, presentations with scale data. Hang on. You couldn't get me to leave back in the day. Let me see if my fingerprint works now. There we go. So let's pick one. And forgive me if the site is slow, I'm off my phone, but let's see if it loads up. So Ferristed, right? Another one of our clients eventually became L&M, CNC Management, but they owned Ferristed at Savoy Park before. Savoy Park was sold for $340 million, I believe, to Ferristed Capital. So what I'm showing you is how these guys integrated their riser system in their building. So this is Savoy Park. So the idea of the software is to be really simple. It was blue is average, green is efficient, and red's bad. And what we did there was we started to install a riser system. So I'll go to 2300 because I want to show you their worst building, and that's waste on the side. So these are the risers. These are about 12 risers online. And I don't know why the risers have really been the biggest product, I guess, multifamily really liked. My guys are busy all the time. But this basically shows, if I want to see, like yesterday, the consumption. And I can see the leaks literally on the end line. So this is a 260 apartment unit building. A lot of you guys may have 15 units, 20 units. This system's not for you. It's not. There's a different system that's for the smaller buildings. But what this shows is basically they have work to do on this block. And what happens is a report gets triggered, an alert gets triggered, and they actually fix this within usually about a couple of days. So they take a $60 a day leak and they save it. Pricing? So inside live buildings, it's so fast. But the pricing, you know, for point of entry metering, which I don't have time to explain to you, you gentlemen today and ladies, is basically $300 per building per year. It provides full consultation, full information, staff, and a data team that backs you up. A riser system, meters have to be plugged in. I've heard a lot of stuff about sensors. Everybody in this industry is confused about sensors. Cold temperature sensors don't work. It says a pipe is cold. When they send you those alerts, all they're telling you is there's a 40-degree pipe because they're saying that cold water passes through and they're saying there's a leak there. I learned that because I did the ultrasonic back in the day in the basements in Brooklyn and looked and hit them with a temperature gun as well. That's how I cut my teeth in the industry of water. These are actual inline NSF approved meters plumbed in by plumbers, connected to smart computers either wirelessly or not. I mean, there's so much going on in the industry that I'd love to talk to you for hours.
And if we save money?
And if you save money, you keep the money. There is no strings attached. There is no, I take 20%, you keep your $100,000 off MCP, and I take, no. You guys keep your money. It's a software company, first and foremost. You know, we have AWS servers, developers. You guys keep your money, keep your savings, you need it. There's a lot in the industry. Point of use metering, I'm sure you've heard. I don't know if you've heard it, but that is tenant sub-metering is happening on a large scale. The biggest portfolio to be doing that is Left Rack. My plumbers are installing them. We do 30 a week. We're going to do 1,000 in 6 months. 5 sub-meters, market rate apartments. Different ballgame. Different ballgame when you're talking rent stabilized, this and that. Different ballgame. But all fun things that are happening in the marketplace. So, yeah, I hope you take the time to reach out. Our website is livebuildings.com. We're happy to talk to you if you think your buildings are small or too big or too weird. Everything's data. It's all data. Electric, water, and fuel. Same as New York, halfway across the world in India. Thank you. Any questions quickly? I don't know if I have time, but if anybody wants to ask anything, they can.
Yeah.
Good?